viewer request question today, and it's what to do when you're just feeling really bad. Okay, so when you're feeling really, really bad, the kind of the good news is you've identified it, right? Because the worst things tend to happen when you aren't even aware that you are in a really bad mood and you're basically being swept about you're being swept left and right with that feeling of like I'm feeling really like crappy, I'm feeling really down right now. So the first layer is like just recognizing, right? And you know what, to be completely honest, that's like the hard part. So if you find yourself retroactively, oh, I felt really bad at the time, something you can work towards is recognizing it in real time. Okay, so now that you recognized it real time, what should you do? Well, now it doesn't feel like it at first, but you have a choice. You have a choice in whether to let go of that feeling bad or continue participating in it because why? Like you might be feeling really exhausted too, right? You might be feeling really fatigued and tired because of all the things that are happening in your life. So you may just be barely recognizing it, but like you may not have the power to get out. So it's like you're in water that's progressively getting too hot for you, but you've spent so much time drowning in the water that you're recognizing that number one, it's getting too hot and you're about to drown, but you just can't get yourself out. Okay, so now then kind of like you have to recognize that, okay, so I'm gonna feel really, really bad until I can decide and get out. And that can expend energy, but after a certain point, these are the decisions that nobody else can really make for you, right? Is it worth it to just stay here and kind of conserve energy? Or is it more worth it to, although it's going to be really difficult right now, in this instant, like 5 more minutes later, it's going to be even harder. So do I want to get out now? Do I just want to use the last remaining bit of my energy? And these types of decisions are, again, really tough to make when you're in the heat of the moment. But the nice thing is you're already recognizing that I'm in this state that I don't want to be in. And the more you stay connected to this idea of you that is going through this emotional experience rather than the emotion itself. When you focus on the feeling bad itself, right? Then it tends to like sweep you away. It tends to like invite other questions and dilemmas. What did I do to deserve all of this? And like why do people always have to invite this kind of reaction out of me? And that's how it gonna begets another chain of thoughts that are like that. But you just focus more on the entity that is experiencing that. And when you stay connected to yourself, when you don't lose control of you, you can decide by asking yourself, do I want to stay here? Or do I want to get out? And so, but you might be also thinking, well, Billy, I want to get out, but how? Okay, so how is a little bit of a nuance. But I want you to imagine this situation. So, the popular example that I use for like shifting yourself is like waking up in the morning kind of an example, right? Okay, so it's 5 a.m. I need to wake up, but then if I'm still in the bed, I keep thinking I need to get up, I need to get up. I really want to get up. It's just me, my head thinking I want to get up, but my heart it doesn't want to get up, right? That's the common example that I use. But for really feeling like that shift, something I want you to imagine is this. You're feeling really bad, right? And then suppose your friends invite you out to a movie, but you're like, no, sorry, I'm just feeling really bad right now. But then your friends are already out the door, and they're like, come on, let's go, and you're like, oh, fuck, fine. And then you're going out, and you're still kind of like holding on to like all the things that are in your head, and then your friends are playing your favorite song, and then they're blasting the music, and they're just kind of like acting silly, and it's so like there's this kind of an internal tug of war that you're doing, right? This is kind of fun, but I don't know. I'm feeling really bad right now, but it's kind of fun. But I feel really bad right now. And then suppose like the movie turns out to be great, and then your friends having a really great time, and at some point you lose that feeling of, you know what? All right, let's just enjoy this time, right? That's the kind of the subtle shift. There's that moment where you decide to drop the feeling bad, and then you go into let's just enjoy this moment, right? So it doesn't have to be exactly this scenario, but everybody has an experience that resembles this, where they're holding on to this like baggages of feeling, and then new situation comes around, and then like yeah, you're engaged in the new situation, but you're still holding on to the baggage from the past, and then the more you get distance from the past and the more you get engaged with the present, there comes a point where you decide to let go of that bag. I want you to try and remember those moments from your life and try to isolate that experience. Try and isolate that feeling. That will really help you be in the more kind of a minute controls of your emotional experiences.